Can Sunfyre still fly? House of the Dragon explained. Warning, major book spoiler warning before we begin. This video contains major spoilers from George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, which may reveal future events in HBO's House of the Dragon. We'll explain Sunfyre's devastating injuries, whether the Golden Dragon can still fly, and why his survival becomes one of the most important moments of the Dance of the Dragons. With that said, let's get started. When House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 7 revealed that Sunfyre was still alive, fans couldn't believe it. After the horrifying Battle of Rook's Rest, most viewers assumed the Golden Dragon had died. His body was covered in wounds, his wing was shattered, he crashed from the sky, and for months he simply disappeared. But now, we finally know the truth. Sunfyre survived. The bigger question is, can he still fly? Or has the most beautiful dragon in Westeros been permanently crippled? The answer is far more incredible than most fans realize. Let's break it all down. What happened to Sunfyre at Rook's Rest? To understand why this question matters, we need to go back to one of the bloodiest battles of the dance, the Battle of Rook's Rest. King Aegon II rides Sunfyre into battle against Princess Rhaenys and her dragon Meleys. At first, it seems like the Greens have the advantage, but everything changes when Aemond arrives on Vhagar. The skies erupt into chaos. 3 dragons collide. Fire fills the air. Then, disaster strikes. Sunfyre suffers catastrophic injuries. His golden scales are torn apart, his body is burned. Most importantly, one of his wings is badly damaged. The impact sends him crashing to the ground. Many soldiers believe both dragon and rider are dead. Even after the battle ends, Sunfyre is nowhere to be seen. That's why Episode 7's reveal surprises both the characters and the audience. Is Sunfyre fully healed? The simple answer is no. Episode 7 makes that very clear. Sunfyre is alive, but he's far from healthy. The once magnificent Golden Dragon now carries visible scars across his body. His movements are slower, his posture reflects the pain he's endured. Most noticeably, his damaged wing has not fully recovered. This isn't the same dragon who dazzled Westeros before the war. He's a survivor, a dragon carrying the physical scars of one of the deadliest battles in Targaryen history. Can Sunfyre still fly? Now we come to the biggest question. The answer is yes, but there's an important catch. According to Fire and Blood, Sunfyre eventually returns to the skies. However, his recovery is slow, painful, and incomplete. His injured wing never heals perfectly. When he finally flies again, he struggles. He cannot soar with the same elegance or speed he once possessed. Every flight becomes an effort. The Golden Dragon survives, but he never completely returns to the magnificent creature he was before Rook's Rest. That makes his recovery all the more extraordinary. How does Sunfyre learn to fly again? George R.R. Martin never describes a magical recovery. Instead, Sunfyre slowly rebuilds his strength. Day by day, he heals. His wounds begin closing. His body adapts to the damaged wing. Eventually, he manages short flights, then longer ones. Although those flights remain awkward compared to his younger days, the important thing is this: he refuses to stay grounded. For any ordinary creature, such injuries would almost certainly mean death. For Sunfyre, they're simply another obstacle to overcome. Why is Sunfyre so resilient? This is one of the reasons readers admire Sunfyre so much. Many dragons die after suffering severe wounds. Sunfyre refuses. He survives burns, broken bones, starvation, exhaustion. Even when everyone assumes his story is over, he keeps fighting. Some of that resilience comes from dragon instinct. Dragons are incredibly durable creatures. But there's another reason many fans believe Sunfyre refuses to give up: his bond with King Aegon II. Throughout Fire and Blood, the relationship between Aegon and Sunfyre stands out as one of the strongest rider-dragon bonds in the entire dance. They're wounded together, they recover together, and somehow they continue surviving together. It's almost as though neither is willing to die while the other still lives. The bond between Aegon and Sunfyre. One of the most emotional moments in Episode 7 isn't actually seeing Sunfyre, it's seeing Aegon. Despite everyone telling him his dragon is dead, Aegon never truly believes it. Deep down, he feels Sunfyre is still alive. Some characters dismiss that belief as denial. Others think grief has clouded his judgment. But Aegon understands something few others do. The bond between a dragon and its rider isn't ordinary. It's deeply emotional, almost spiritual. Whether through instinct, shared experience, or something magical unique to Valyrians, Aegon refuses to abandon hope. Episode 7 proves he was right all along. Why Sunfyre's recovery changes everything. At first, Sunfyre's survival may seem like an emotional victory, but it becomes much more than that. Without revealing every future spoiler, Sunfyre's recovery has enormous consequences for the Dance of the Dragons. Many viewers assume injured dragons disappear from the story. Sunfyre does the exact opposite. His return changes military strategy, political decisions, and ultimately the fate of several major characters. That's why George R.R. Martin spends so much time emphasizing his survival. Sunfyre isn't simply alive, he's still part of the war. Why didn't anyone find Sunfyre earlier? Another common question is, if Sunfyre survived, why did everyone think he was dead? The answer lies in his injuries. After crashing, Sunfyre is barely capable of movement. He's isolated, weak, unable to fly properly. The war continues elsewhere. Most people simply assume no dragon could survive injuries that severe. By the time the truth emerges, months have passed. That long silence only strengthens the belief that the golden dragon had already died. Why Sunfyre is one of the toughest dragons. Fans often describe Sunfyre as one of the strongest dragons. Not because he's the largest, not because he breathes the hottest fire, but because of his determination. Other dragons fall in battle. Sunfyre survives impossible odds. Again and again. His resilience becomes almost legendary. That's one reason many readers consider him one of George R.R. Martin's most remarkable dragons. Strength isn't only measured by victory. Sometimes it's measured by refusing to stay down. Will we see Sunfyre fly again in House of the Dragon? If HBO continues following Fire and Blood, the answer is almost certainly yes. Fans should expect to see Sunfyre return to the skies. However, don't expect the same graceful dragon from Season 2. His flights will likely reflect everything he's endured. He may struggle to stay airborne, favor his injured wing, or require enormous effort simply to remain in flight. That realism could make his eventual return even more emotional, because every beat of his wings will remind viewers just how close he came to death. Why Sunfyre's return is one of the greatest comebacks. Very few dragons in Westerosi history survive injuries as devastating as Sunfyre's. Most would have died shortly after Rook's rest. Instead, the Golden Dragon does something almost impossible. He heals, he flies again, and he proves that beauty and strength can exist together. His scars never disappear. His wing never becomes perfect. But perhaps that's exactly why fans love him. Sunfyre doesn't return because he's unchanged. He returns because he refuses to surrender. Final thoughts. So, can Sunfyre still fly? Yes. According to Fire and Blood, the Golden Dragon eventually returns to the skies despite suffering some of the worst injuries any dragon endures during the Dance of the Dragons. His damaged wing never fully heals. His flights become slower, more difficult, and far less graceful than before. But he flies nonetheless. That incredible determination makes Sunfyre one of the most resilient dragons in all of Targaryen history. His story isn't simply about survival. It's about loyalty, perseverance, and the extraordinary bond between a dragon and its rider. If House of the Dragon stays faithful to George R. Martin's vision, then Sunfyre's greatest moments may still lie ahead. Because sometimes the dragons everyone believes are finished are the ones who end up changing history. So, what do you think? Will HBO show Sunfyre's recovery exactly as it happens in Fire and Blood? Or could the series give the Golden Dragon an even more emotional comeback? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more House of the Dragon explained videos, dragon lore, Fire and Blood breakdowns, and hidden details.